What do you see as the main hurdles that historically have stopped people really progressing with that?
Yeah, I think it's a really tricky question because, the challenge of strategic workforce planning has been one that's been dogging organizations, I guess, for a better phrase, for at least 20 years and probably a hell of a lot more. Certainly my experience goes back to, I guess the early 2000s, we were talking about strategic workforce planning and the need to do better as an HR function in the early days of RBS, just after it acquired NatWest Group. And so I think that one of the challenges, historically, poor technology. I think historically a HR function that oscillated between not really being interested and only being interested in part of the agenda, namely resourcing. I think not really having a clear idea on how strategy links to operating plans. So really being on the back foot in terms of calling out key skills is something that I've experienced again through 20 years plus of organizational life looking at this topic. And then I guess the final thing would be to hold the business a wee bit to account to say how good is the business at even forecasting resource requirements in its broadest definition from the business plans that it has. And, part of that's HR capability, not asking the right questions and probably not having the right tools. And then the other half of that question really is, has the business really thought about what it wants to achieve? Or is it, emergent? And no better example than when I was in the investment bank. And, inevitably you would look quarter to quarter at the resources, the markets, the revenues and the profits. And, it was a standing joke in investment banking that you would hire all the way through from, February to July, and then you'd start reducing your staff from late August through to the end of the year. And it was every year. And you could set your calendar by it in terms of, is this the week we start to reduce headcount again? So, and that was typical in the investment banking industry, not just in the particular organizations I was party to. So I think business has to be held to account as well in terms of that in some business line sectors, that real short-term focus again doesn't help anybody with strategic workforce planning.